Okay, so how long have you been a teacher?
I've been teaching altogether for 22 years.
22 years. And why teaching? What was your inspiration?
I was a newspaper reporter for about 13 years, and one day a friend of mine asked me to come and talk to her journalism class about what it was like to be a journalist.
Yeah.
And I really liked the exchange in the class, the dynamics. You know, you get an immediate response. And so when you're a reporter, you write a story, you don't get much of a response. Then neither good or bad. Well, unless you do something really bad, then you get a bad response. But most of the time, it's just nothing. So the good thing about the classroom is you can tell whether you're connecting or not.
Okay, great. How would you describe your style of teaching?
My style of teaching is kind of a blended version of lecture and the Socratic method.
Mm-hmm.
So when I call on the students and ask them questions, I like to get the students thinking and questioning and arguing and debating among themselves. Yeah.
Have you found your teaching style to be effective?
Yeah, I think so. You know, they have the ISQ, Instructional Satisfaction Questionnaire, and I've gotten 5 on a scale of 1 to 5. I've gotten 5 in a few classes, about 4 classes so far.
Okay, very cool.
And that's pretty unusual because most of my classes are about 50 students.
What are some of the things you expect from your students?
I guess the biggest thing I think, and I need to expect, or I try to require from my students, is they need to have a sense of curiosity. They need to be curious about the world. I can teach them how to write a lead or something like that, but I can't teach them how to be curious. So you need to be curious, and you need to be interested in the world. Beyond that, you know, just have to be willing to work hard. I think that's another challenge too, is the discipline of in order to do well in the communication law class, you have to do a lot of reading.
So in the syllabus for your history class and for your law and ethics class, you state, I welcome you to what will be one of the most challenging and demanding courses of your college experience, and also make it clear that it is not easy to get an A.
Yeah.
What has been the reaction from students when they read this?
Well, the immediate reaction is not good. But then I think most of them at the end of the semester tell me that they appreciated it, that I try to be honest with them and tell them what's, you know, I say what I mean and mean what I say, so most of them at the end, they say it was probably the most challenging course they've taken. It required a lot of them, but they like to be told up front.
Did you structure it to be purposefully challenging?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Because I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this sometime. In the physics department, you know, I took physics in college, but I don't think I ever used it on the job. But this stuff that I'm teaching, communication law and ethics, you're going to use every single day if you're going to be in the communication field. So it's really important. Sometimes I feel like the drill sergeant preparing the soldiers, you know, and they have to be prepared because they're really going to need it.
What is something that you find doesn't work with students?
Well, I guess I tried when I first was teaching. I tried to just tell students, read this chapter, and I expect that they would come back and read it, and they didn't. So then I had to find out a reward and punishment system. So the punishment is give them a quiz, and the ones who did the reading are rewarded by getting a good grade, and the ones who didn't read it are, you know, punished by not doing a good grade. So I found the daily quizzes is a pain in the butt for everybody. Pain for me to read and grade, but it's a pain for them to take, but it forces them to do the reading.
What is your ultimate goal as a communications professor?
I guess if I can get my students to I wish we could just teach on a pass-fail system. I wish we didn't have to give grades, because either you got it or you don't got it. And in I grew up in a military family. In a military background, it's either go or no go. There's no graduation, you know. So the same. I want my students to be able to go from my classroom into the professional world and know how to do a job. I mean, they're not going to know everything. Obviously, they're not going to need to be trained, but I hope I've given them the foundation, the basic skills that they need, and instill them and encourage them to have, you know, good work ethic and good sense of responsibility. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, I hope that helps.